there we go. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Tonight we are doing one of my most popular ornaments of all time. This is the hummingbird flower ornament. And what's popular about it is it goes all year. It never, ever, ever fails to, like, not sell. A little piece of bad glass on there. Let's rip that off. Let's not start the day off with that. There we go. Good evening. What's up, everybody? Let's get it. So this one's for a customer, and then after that, we're going to be making more. We're going to be going on and making a few more. I'm going to do some different colors. After we do this one, I'll take audience input for colors. So this one is specific colors for a customer, and then we'll go into audience participation. I didn't clean my bench today, so that part kind of sucks, but that's okay. I can manage for one day. All right, let's get this. So they requested clear body with purple wings, some pink accents, and we'll do that. So the flower is going to be purple and pink, and then we have the hummingbird and the purple wings with clear body. Now the purple wings I'm going to be doing are the transparent purple. And I love it because it changes according to light. It's kind of like a color changing glass a little bit. If it's under an LED light, it looks one purple. If it's under sunlight, it looks a different purple. Incandescent light, it's another purple. So it's kind of a trippy color like that. Let's go ahead and get this bird started. So we're going to take it here. We're going to pull in the tail section. So yeah, this ornament never fails to sell. It's one of those kind of like legacy pieces that just never fails. It's a tried and true. And this is part of what I was talking about when I was talking about coaching people on glass or art. You got to have some legacy pieces. And legacy pieces are exactly what they sound like. They're pieces that you can make all year and they never fail. They're like your bread and butter. You're going to make so many of them, you're going to get sick of them. But not really, because they're like your bread and butter. All right, so we're doing the purple right now. And we're working on the tail. There we go. Let's go ahead and get the other side. There we go. So yeah, the whole thing about art and being self-employed really boils down to, can you make something that people will repeatedly buy and it's a consistent seller? It's not bound to a certain season. And those are what I call them legacy pieces. Other people call them, different things, but I call it a legacy piece. Now let's get this pulled and down. All right, there we go. We're going to pull it and we're going to angle this one down a little. Like that. And we're going to attach our holding rod here. Going to let it dangle, dingle, dangle. All right, here we go. Metallica mixed with Guy Fieri. Well, I don't know about the Guy thing, but I'm happy with the Metallica reference. I like Metallica. Definitely like Metallica. And do me a favor, if you're watching this stream and you enjoy glassblowing content or my channel or anything, if you wouldn't mind doing me a favor, and I never really asked this, if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe or the follow button, it really helps my channel. It doesn't cost you anything. And it really helps my channel a lot. So if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button or the follow, I would greatly appreciate it. We just hit 25,000 on YouTube. We're kind of sitting at about 30 something, 34,000 on TikTok on this account. I do have 2 other TikTok accounts. One's at 95,000, one's at 114. But this is the one I'm mostly streaming on. All right, so we got the birdie built body and tail. We got that little purple, almost looks clear right now. But thank you for the follows, really appreciate it. Thank you for the subscription, appreciate that. All right, let's get this built with wings. So I'm gonna pull this off a little chunky here. And then we're gonna go to the next part, which is the flower part. I love the flower part. So right now we're gonna build the wings. And I will say I am pretty damn good at these wings. I do think I have one of the best wings in glassblowing on the market. I have practiced this for years. And there are certain aspects to it that are like little tips and tricks on it. There we go. And one more little loop-de-loop here. We got us a perfect wing. We're going to smooth that in. I'll bring it over so you guys can see that. There we go. Now we got the wing on there. We got to do the other wing or it becomes a handicap bird. So got to put the other one on there. And we're going to add the other wing. This is the one that everybody has trouble with too. And the reason people have trouble with this is because the wing constantly wants to fall down. Gravity's always pulling the molten glass down. And people get impatient with it. So you got to kind of let it solidify for a second before you pull off the last little bit there. All right, there's that one. This is where it gets this point right here. Have to give it a second. There we go. And we got a perfect wing. We'll blend that in. So when I say blend in, I mean the front of this wing. There's a spot on the front of these wings that if you don't blend it, it leaves these little chunky ridges, and it's a huge potential for cracking right there. So when you fuse it together, they no longer have a monstrous chance of cracking. Doesn't mean it won't happen, but it's possible. But it's less possible if you blend it. Just one of those little stages where you got to be careful with it. All right, let's pop the eyeballs on this. Then we're going to build the flower, which is kick butt. I like making the flower. No, didn't get enough black on there. Oh. There we got a perfect bird. So this one's good to go. This bird will be ready for the flower here in a second. We got the hook on there, and that will be added to the flower here in just a few minutes after we get it done. So this first one, like I said, is a customer order. After that, we'll go into audience participation, and we'll let you guys kind of decide on what you want to build. And we'll do color, audience participation colors. Might as well make it fun tonight, right? All right, first step is we got to build up a little bit of, gather a bulk glass here. So we're going to grab it up, we're going to gather it up, and we're going to turn it into a cool flower. So if you have some color choices, some preferences, start putting them in the chat. Mods, if you wouldn't mind keeping an eye on the color choices, what's most popular, and then we'll do a final vote countdown. So start putting the colors that you want to see made in chat. Primarily 2 colors, so pick 2 colors that you like, and we'll take a vote count and make it from there. So don't forget to start putting your preferred choice of colors in there. And we'll take a final vote tally at the end and do the next bird here, bird and flower. People's choice, that's what we'll call it, people's choice. Yeah, I like people's choice, Caribbean blue or Carillion blue. I don't know about that. I got to find that color. I would definitely have to make that. All right. So we're going to build up a little bit of this clear here. Like this. This flower is going to be completely done in a different organic way. So I'm kind of excited to see what it turns out like. The shape will be the same, but the patterning is going to be a little different. And here we go. So as the title says, this is one of my legacy ornaments. This item sells all year. It never stops selling. It can be used all year. It can go outside. It can hang in a house. It can go anywhere. It's not prone to sensitivity of temperature. It has all kinds of fun properties to it. But yeah, it can be out in freezing cold. It can be out in the blistering sun. It's not going to affect it at all. It can be either or. All right, we're going to do a little bit of shimmer in this. Let me show you where we start first. That's a good idea, because so many people don't know where we're starting. So we're starting with just a clear blob, okay? This is called the gather, just a clear blob. Nothing super organic about it, just clear. And we're going to stripe on some of the shimmer here. I'm going to try and keep it really thin. Oop, that came off. Ah. We're going to spin trail that on. Like that. So spin trail is a very fast method of applying color. It doesn't have to be really super clean. It just has to put the color on, spread it out a little bit so they're not like right next to each other like that. So we're just spinning some color on there. Nothing super intensive. So many people waste so much time trying to put on the right amount of color, the right amount of this. Doesn't have to be on this. We're going to take this darker purple and we're going to apply it on here pretty heavy. Then we're going to take some pink. So the customer chose purple and pink on this. So clear body hummingbird with purple wings and then purple and pink flower. I'm going to go pretty heavy on it. I love this process right here. That's a fun process right there. So applying the color is a lot of fun. Now we got two different colors bouncing through there. We got the electrum and we got the purple. We're going to grab our pink. Pink is going to pop a little bit in the beginning. Watch, the tip is going to fly off maybe. And this rod's going to make a liar out of me. Got lucky. I don't want it popping off. All right, we're going to go really heavy on this pink now. Because the main focus is the purple on the bird. This is going to be the accent version of the purple. So we want to go heavy on the pink. I'm going to spin this all the way around. There we go. How are we looking on colors? You guys picking out some cool colors? I hope so. Cruising, by the way, I need your address for your cake. I've been sitting on it for a while. I don't have your address. So if you wouldn't mind sending me your address for the birthday cake, I need to get it off before it like sits here too long and I eat it. I'll end up eating it. All right, let's bring this out. There we go. So now we got a lot of pink popping on there. Let's pop it into a closer view. We're going to melt it in quite a bit here. And the reason I'm melting this in is as I go to blend it, I don't want to have air bubbles trapped in it. So between all those little lines, if I go to blend it, we may trap an air bubble or two. And I really don't want that. So we're going to blend it in really heavy, get it all melted in here. Smooth it out. And it's going to go completely flippy floppy on me. So if you've ever wanted to practice glass blowing or see if you can do it, so grab a chopstick and in one hand, right or left hand, whatever your dominant hand is. Grab some molasses or honey and scoop up the honey on the end of the rod and try and spin it on that rod and keep it even, keep it balanced out here so it doesn't fall like that. That is very similar to what the hot molten glass feels like. So just grab a chopstick or a dowel, wooden dowel of some sort. Make sure it's super round and go through, pick up some honey or molasses or something of that consistency and spin it around. Very similar to what glass feels like. Because once you get to this stage right here, it gets really, really flippy floppy. And you want to be able to keep it balanced. I don't care. You don't have to spin one direction. You can go back and forth, just so long as you can keep it centered. All right, we got that blended in. Let's grab our transparent purple here. We're going to pop it right in at the top. We're going to create a little button of it up at the top here. And then after this, we're going to blend all the colors, and then we're going to smash it down into a kind of like a wheel. It looks like a wheel. And from there, we're going to use needle nose pliers. We're going to create a simulated flower look by smashing it down with the needle nose pliers. And then we'll pull it into the flower shape, which is a cool process. It's a lot of fun. Anytime you get to take hand tools and mash glass, it's a lot of fun. All right, so we got this going. We got some purple at the top here. And the reason I'm putting the purple at the top is this is the color that you're going to see inside the flower. The outer section with all that bright color is going to be the outer part of the flower, and then it'll transfer through to the inside. So it'll kind of reflect on the inside as well. And it's going to create two different colors. On the outside, it's going to have one set of colors. On the inside, it's going to be different. And it's just because one is encased in clear and one is on the outside. No different. All right, there we go. We got our little purple bubble on there. And we're looking good. We'll pop it over to the side. So there we are. We got all our colors kind of melted in there. This is our purple top at the front. And we'll leave it close up. I'm going to use that for the spinning of the color here. We're going to do our finger painting technique. And we're going to blend it all together. And we're going to create this little spiral of color. So I'm going to show you halfway done what the difference is versus leaving it alone. All right, that should be enough. Now we're going to go all the way around with this. But here you can visually see we got the colors blended versus the straight lines like that. So blended, straight line. Or not straight, but how about we use the light? So there's the lines that way, and then this is the blended version. So you can see we kind of mixed everything together. Then there is the other option. All right, let's get this finished up. Big shout out to the moderators and everybody. So we have Groves Glass Gallery on TikTok moderating, and Red Squeak and Dragonfly. Dragonfly Creation, Red Squeak, and Groves Glass Gallery. If you are not following them on TikTok, please give them a follow. Red Squeak is doing an amazing job of photography. Groves Glass Gallery and Dragonfly are doing an amazing job with lamp working or glass blowing like me. I just saw a post of Groves doing a flower with yellow and orange. You did good, Groves. You did really good on that. All right, let's move this out of the way. There we go. So we're going to go out to the full view. You're going to see me smash it down. And then we're going to kind of form that flower. You know what? I'm going to change it just a little bit here. Hold on. Give me 5 seconds here. Kind of want to blend these little lines over here. Kind of want to make this a little fuzzy up at the top. I don't want that straight look on it. There we go. So what I did on there is I kind of took all that top portion and I blended it all the way up there so we don't have just a straight clear circle. Blended it around a little. All right, so next step, I'm going to really focus on this part. We're going to punty up here. We're going to pull it into kind of like an ice cream cone shape. So we're going to attach a rod here, hold it. We're going to pull this little color down here, this section, and we're going to thin it out a little bit. Use a small flame. And we're going to have to pull it down. So we're going to get it nice and molten right here. We're going to let gravity do most of my job here. Odd thing about this job, you do not need a lot of hand strength. You need some, but not a lot. You can let gravity do 99% of your job for you at times here, as you're going to see right here. So now I got that molten. I'm just going to kind of let it drip by itself like that. We're going to help it down a little, like that. And there's that kind of ice cream cone shape we got going, like a drumstick. Then we're going to tear this one off. There we go. And then we're going to heat it up. And we'll smash it down here on the carbon plate. You know what? I might be able to put a little... We'll use that. That way you visually can see it better. We'll raise it up a tiny bit. The camera doesn't have a good focus up there. But we're going to move it over here so I don't burn my hand. Last week I had like 2 burns on my hand. That sucked. Never really happens. They weren't bad ones, though. I never had a bad one. All right, here we go. We got it super hot. We're going to bring it over and smash it down. Like that. Get it a little flatter. Just a tiny bit. There we go. So now we took that ball, we flattened it out like that, and we have this nice organic top. So this is what I was talking about, outside versus inside. This will be a good visual. So outside, you can see the colors right there. Inside, now you can see, look how it looks different on the inside. So that's inside versus outside. See how it kind of changes the color just slightly? So it changes all that up. And then we're going to take our happy little needle nose pliers and we're going to start clipping it all the way around, crimping it. Now for the flower, I want to crimp at a downward angle. I want to kind of create almost like a little cone in here. And there we go. We're going to cool our tool off in case we need it, dip it in water. So now we crimped it all the way around. You can see kind of like the little crimps in there. Like that. And from here, we're going to start pulling it into the flower shape. Actually, we'll do close-up view. So we're going to heat right around the edge. I'm going to find the high point right there. My mother actually taught me how to do this one. So this is the flower I learned from my mother. She's the one that taught me how to do glass blowing. They were going to separate it there. Okay, so we're kind of have a little bit of a flower. We still have to do some detail on it, but we're going to have to push up the side petals. But now we got the colors running through that way. So we're going to bring it in. We're going to use a tool to kind of start manipulating the way it looks. Got to keep it super warm. So we start bending little points in it. Keep it nice and hot. We'll start pushing that all the way around. Okay, we got a little bit there. Then I'm going to come over to the parts that are dipping down and give them a little push down that way. Give it a little bit more of an organic look. And there we go. So next step, we got to pull this back up a little bit. We'll attach it here, give it a little bit of a bend in the right direction. And just like that, we got us a little custom flower. So now we got that little flower shape going. And there's the inside. Again, inside versus outside, big dramatic difference between the two. So there's the inside and then there's the outside. So total difference inside versus out, even though they're the same exact colors. They definitely change up. All right, next step, we're going to take this, attach it here, and I'm going to create the little simulated hanging vine on it. So that we're going to work this section now and create the little simulated vine. Because the customer asked for just pinks and purples, I'm not going to add any extra to it. We're just going to leave it kind of clear and a little bit of color transferring through. And right now what I'm doing is a fold. I want to create all these little ridges and striations in there. So every time I fold it, I'm folding the color on top of itself, but just a tiny bit. Okay, we got that. And then we're going to stretch it, pull it out, and give it a spiral little twist. about like that. Just a little simulated vine. And we're good to go there. Then we'll separate this at the top. Then we just add our hummingbird. So we're going to pull this little nubby off. Let me preheat this a little. Make sure we don't get any cracking in it. Keep it nice and hot. All right, there's our flower with the vine on it. So there we got our flower and vine. And then we just pop the hummingbird on. Build it in 2 parts. And this part is ultimately really, really important. You got to get both parts really ooey gooey. There we go. Let me just separate it. Like that. Then we have our little hummingbird and flower there on a vine. This is like one of my most popular ornaments all year round. We're going to put it in the kiln real quick. Oh, that beak went crazy. Hold on. I melted the beak a little bit. Got to straighten it out. There we go. That's better. Straight beak. There we are. Now that's going to go in the kiln, and then I let it sit in there, and then after we do the next one, I'll pull the vine off. Okay, so what colors were we on? What colors you guys want? No, the glass rod does not get hot in your hand. Glass is an incredibly good insulator, horrible conductor. It does not get hot in your hands at all. All right. What colors do we got? What colors are we working? Type it in chat. Quick, 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 quick. What colors do we want to do? Pick 2. Pick 2 colors. We're going to go audience vote. We're going to do audience participation tonight. And while we're getting the vote done, I'm going to go ahead and put on a bulk bunch of clear here so we can get to the flower right away. So you guys start voting colors. Pink and blue, amber, purple, and frit. Dew time, yeah. Green and ruby, red and blue, green and red. Pink with polka dot. No, no polka dots. Blue and lime green, blue and white. Ooh, blue and white's good too. Yellow. We got some good colors coming in here. Blue and red. Pomegranate and green. I'm looking. I'm watching you guys. Amber purple and slime green. Oh, that's a good combo. McKenna, thank you so much. Have a good night, okay? Teal and orange. Yellow. All right, so we're going to build our bulk for the flower while I'm doing this. Teal and purple. Yellow and black. That's Bumblebee. But it wouldn't look bad. Pink and blue, orange and blue, tanzanite, amber, purple. I don't think I have any tanzanite pulled right now. Black and white always goes. Purple and lime green. So far, there's a lot of purple and blue lime greens. Lime green definitely has some potential here. Pomegranate uranium, blue, white, or blue and purple. Mountain Dew green and Lucy. There you go. Yellow and black. So that's 2 yellow and black combos. Green and black. Uranium and Lucy. I don't know if I have enough Lucy to do a whole lot of it right now. Purple and black. Purple and black look really good together too. Slime green and amber purple. That would be I've never done that combo. We haven't done that combo before. Okay, mods, let me know what the winning numbers are or colors. So we'll pick one color from TikTok and one from YouTube. You guys let me know. And in the meantime, we'll put the little shimmer on here to give it a little pop. We'll add some of the shimmer on there. Yellow's been pretty popular on there. Yellow's been doing all right for people voting on there. So we're going to just put this on here and then we'll go for the votes. So let me get this shimmer on, melted in. And then we'll see what each side says. So we're going to take one vote from TikTok and one from YouTube. We'll do a hybrid combo. All right. Lime green is definitely, I think, in the running. Honestly, the 2 colors I see the most of is lime green and yellow, which might be a cool combo. Lime green and yellow might be a cool combo. You're lost? That's okay. Yeah, if you're watching on here, I would greatly appreciate a subscribe on YouTube and a follow on TikTok. It costs you nothing, helps my channel out a tremendous amount. All right, so we got that blended while I'm looking here. Uranium could be in the mix there. But honestly, I see a lot of lime green and yellow. I'm seeing a lot of lime green and yellow. Slime green and lime green. Slime is more of a dense color, so it's not really see-through. Lime green is a transparent green, so just like it sounds, lime, and it's transparent. Slime is very dense. It's opaque. So while I'm blending this, we'll decide on the other 2 colors. And we're going to be building more than one, so don't think because we didn't get your color picked out, we're not going to do it. I don't have a hot pink. I don't have a real hot pink. Yeah, I don't have a real hot pink. That would be a color I would love to have. And I mean a true hot pink. There's versions of it, but not like hot pink. All right, let's get this one. So what I want to do is create the shimmer color as the base, and then we'll add the secondary colors. I'm thinking yellow. I don't like working yellow that much, but a lot of people have said yellow. I think yellow in the flower would look good. I definitely think yellow would be a good color. Let's go ahead and I'm going to fix this up a little, get it ready to apply color. Yep, it is definitely boro. All right, let's get this all mixed in a little, and then we'll do colors. I'll tell you what, we'll do yellow and lime green, the slime on the flower, and then the bird, we can do a combination of the lime green. We'll do lime green on the bird, and I'm trying to think of another color we can add into it. And there we go. So we got that electrum melted in there. This is going to be cool. Ruby, yeah, we got lots of ruby, but honestly, I don't like the ruby and green combo. I don't know why. I have a mental block that it keeps reminding me too much of Christmas, even though hummingbirds are yellow and or green and red. I don't think I have a big chunky yellow there. I don't. Let me go grab yellow. We're going to grab some yellow. Yeah, the red ruby-throated hummingbird. I'm actually, later this year, going to try and produce an actual version of the true hummingbird. Like replicate it in an identical pattern. Not like an artistic version, but a full pattern of color. And really make it look like the actual hummingbird. I think that would be a cool combo. Or you know what, too? We can do the yellow on here and blend it with the green, the lime. Do I have lime green up here? I got uranium. I better have lime up here because I just got up. I don't want to get up again. Do I have lime anywhere? Oh, I do. Nope, you're not lime. Crap. All right, I just got up and I have to get up again. One last time, I'm sorry. We're going to grab our lime green. And there we go. We might as well just grab two of them. All right, so we got some color. This is the problem with choosing colors on live. You never know what combination you're going to get, and I have to get up. I should probably just have a sample color of each next to me. But oddly enough, though, yellow definitely stood out. All right, so we got that shimmer color like that. So there's our shimmer. That is going to be our base color. I'm definitely going yellow on there. Yeah, the turtles look amazing. The turtles are absolutely those are the best turtles I've ever made from last night. The turtles last night are the best I've ever done. I just posted a quick revision of the thumbnail from last night's live stream, and in the thumbnail is the photo of the actual turtles. All right, let's stripe this yellow on here. We're definitely going to put yellow on here. And this isn't my favorite color at all because of how much of a boil potential it is. So this is one of the only colors that you can kind of burn, if you will. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about here in a second. So this particular yellow, you can see here, it's very smooth. Now, if you hit it in the flame too much, and you go too aggressive on it, you create a boil. Let it cool off for a second. And you can kind of see it boiled at the end there. It ended up boiling up. And that's if you get too aggressive with it. So you got to treat that one a little different than the rest. All right, we're going to take the slime and we're going to incorporate that on there too. Should make a cool color. Let's take our slime and pop it on. Here we go, all the way around. I'm telling you, this color combo looked good. You guys did good on that part. This color combo will be good. So for this one, we're going to stripe all the way down, all the way. We're not going to do the finger painting. I did that on the Electrum before, the underneath part. So this part, we're going to do straight stripes all the way down. We're going to blend them all in there. So we got all the colors running like that. And we should get a pretty good effect. So we got the lime and the yellow. Yellow looks orange while it's hot, so ignore that fact. Yellow looks very orange. Actually, we're going to stripe it with lime. We're going full on. So we're going to stripe, might even do lime and clear. That'll really give it a combo. So we're going to come around and stripe it there. Leave ourselves some room for some clear. There. And one more. So now you can see we striped it all the way. Whoa, my camera froze. Hold on. I don't know what happened there. Hold on. There we go. Camera froze for a second. All right, so now you can see we got that patterning all the way like that. And we're going to take clear and go in between all those. Yeah, I'm running quite a bit of cameras running through a couple USB ports. So yeah, it definitely stresses everything out on the PC. All right, let's go ahead and stripe the clear on the in between all the line. And there we go. Got a lot of it running through now. We bring it out here, and now you can see that patterning. Well, actually, you can't see it. Now you can see the patterning running through there. So there's our current pattern that we're going to make the flower out of. So next step, we're going to remove the top portion because it's kind of got this bumblebee looking mess up here. So we're going to clean that off. Like that. Then we'll add some clear to the top of it. Then we'll start pulling it into the flower pattern. So what I want to do is create a little portal in here so you can see inside the flower as well as the outside. So we're going to create a little portal. That should be good. Yeah, we got a nice little portal there. So we just crossed 25,000 subscribers on YouTube, and we're at 35,000, I think, on TikTok. We're doing a subscriber follow run tonight. So if you are watching on TikTok, if you wouldn't mind giving a quick follow, I would really appreciate it if you enjoy the content. On YouTube, if you wouldn't mind doing a subscription, like subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. Doesn't cost you anything, helps me out a tremendous amount. I hate to do that, but unfortunately it matters. All right, so there we got that window. Remember I was saying we're creating a portal? So we just created that portal in there. So we'll bring it over. See how you can see kind of into the flower? Well, it's not a flower yet, but you can see we got a clear section all built in there. We'll do a close-up view of this. Next step, we got to pull it down again. Create that almost vine ice cream cone look. Right there. This is yellow and lime green on the flower. Actually, we got lime green, slime, and yellow. And then the hummingbird, I think we'll do in lime green. Like the lime green, the transparent. And a lot of people mentioned black, which would go very well. Could also do lime green and amber purple. I don't know if I have enough amber purple up here. So this one, we're going to give it a small twist as I pull it down too. Yeah, we're definitely going to give it a little twisty. But yeah, we got yellow, lime green, and slime on this flower. I think it's going to look amazing. But just because your color didn't get picked this time doesn't mean the next one it won't get picked. So don't think about that. We're going to be doing more than one. And there we go. We got the fun colors going. So we got that ice cream cone shape going on there. And then we got to flatten it out for the flower itself. Create that wheel. Pull this little bit off here because it's a little bubbly. And hopefully you can kind of see a little bit of the patterning going in there now. So we got some of that pattern going in. The yellow is going to look very orange until it cools off. But now you can see we got that feathered pattern going. Then there's the inside. You can see a little bit of that vortex happening. So the next step is we're going to heat up this top portion. We're going to flatten it, use the needle nose pliers, come around and make the flower. So while I'm doing that, we're going to go ahead and bring this in. This is the filter that I use. My lenses contain a material called didymium glass. So the lenses have didymium glass in them, my glasses, and they filter out the light like that. So that's how I see things versus that. You can see how you can see into the fire a little bit better versus that. It allows you kind of like X-ray vision into the glass. Actually, I'm going to show you a different technique to do this. We'll do it a little differently instead of flattening. I'll show you a totally different technique. This is called I just call it the pokey method. So we're going to take our reamer here. We got a flat, solid surface. I'm going to poke it right there. And start spinning it open this way. So you don't have to have tubing necessarily to create a little hollow dip in there. You can do it off of, look how hot that is. Woo! She got hot. So now you can create that dip in there like that. And look at the inside. This is why I was saying on the inside it'll look really cool. So that is kind of like a pokey method. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So there's inside versus out. Isn't that pretty? So then, yeah, you can poke it in that way. We're going to take our needle nose pliers and just come through and start smushing. Pull that off. And then we're left with that. So now you can see we kind of fluted it around a little bit like that. Got those little indents going in there. That's a different method for making a flower. Now the first method I showed you, which is smash it down on the carbon plate and then pull it, that is the easier of the methods. This one's a little bit harder, but the end result I think is better. Find my perfect spot right there. We're going to grab it here. I should have brought the turtles out from last night. They look outstanding. They are the best turtles I've done to date. There we go. We'll separate it there. So we got the initial flower pull here. We're going to take it and indent it a little. But now you can see we got that flower section built right there. There's the inside. And then we just have to flute the sides a little. So we're going to flute the sides with a tool. Now the way I'm going to do this one is I'm going to go the opposite direction that we did last time. I pushed them up. This time, because we got such a vibrant cone going, like an intense cone, I'm going to pull them down. We'll just do that all the way around here. And notice I'm going opposite side to side. I don't want to heat one side up too much. So you just kind of bounce back and forth, side to side. And then we got the center one. Like that. And just adding that little bit of fluting on there gives it a little bit more character all the way around. Let's check our looking color here. Now you can see we got all the color there. So there's inside versus out. Even though they're the same color, that's the outside versus in. And we're going to give this our little bend for the hummingbird. So I push it forward a little and then bend back. So a little forward and then back towards the back end. We'll leave that attached. Let's go ahead and just pull the full stem right now. And then we can make the hummingbird and just pop it on there. All right, let's kick up a little bit of flame. And again, we'll do those little folds on there. So this is going to pull a little bit of color through. And what it does is it sandwiches the clear in between the color. It creates these little tiny striations in there. About like that. Then we'll heat it all up. Get it nice and melty. Then we got our flower prep. Now we just have to make the hummingbird and pop it on. So we did it basically in reverse order. Got a little crack going on in there. Got a little cooled off right there. All right, so now we got the flower built. Over here we can see we got all our colors bouncing through. Now, unfortunately, yellow's not showing up yellow yet. It will in a little bit. But we got our flower built. We're going to park that way in the kiln and build our bird. So I think for the bird, we're going to go ahead and do, like I said, we'll do the lime green, but we'll also add some uranium into it. We'll do a mix of uranium in the body. So we'll mix some uranium and lime. They're very close to each other color-wise, but you can see the uranium has this really cool green effect to it under black light. We'll go ahead and mix it up real quick. The nice thing about this, it'll be a very nice bright green color bird. You won't need a black light for it to look really cool, but if you have a black light or you have UV light, you can shine it on and you'll get a little green glow through it. You know, we're going to give it a little shimmer too. All right, I'm going way more than I thought I would. We're doing way more than I thought I would, but hey, it's worth it. There goes Fritz. Got to make enough on here though, because I need enough for the body and the head. All right, let's pull off the uranium. That should be enough in there. We got the uranium burnt off. Let's grab a larger rod because we're going to have to drill mix this down a little bit. We're going to add some shimmer green to it. Now we'll just use the regular shimmer. Shouldn't need the green. Just use electrum. This will be a kick butt combo right here. This one will be available, so if you are interested in it, even though it has the uranium, it won't be any more expensive than the normal ornament bird that is on our website. So this one will be available. And first come, first served though. All right, we're going to take that. We're going to put a little bit of the electrum in there just to give it a little sparkle. About like that. Like that. Doesn't take much. Look how little. So this electrum, that's that single stripe right there. One there and one there. That's as little you need in there to create that shimmer effect throughout the whole thing. Just a tiny, tiny bit. Don't need a lot. I see people overcooking it all the time. Move my shield out of the way. Let's go ahead and mix this up. Pop this out. I already know what this color is going to do. It's interesting because sometimes you can predict what a color will do ahead of time. You can see it in your head before you ever make it. Sometimes you don't know if you haven't done the combo before, but this one I'm pretty good at guessing what it's going to look like. It should look like a natural shimmer green on the hummingbird, which makes me think maybe we want to do red on the wings. I'm thinking of doing red. Get a little bit more and we'll be good to go. Love my trusty DeWalt drill. Love that little drill. You know, back in the day before we had cordless drills, we had to use corded drills for that. I can't tell you how many times I burnt through the cord. I went through so many cords on drills. It was funny. I mean, I went through a lot. And it wasn't because I was being like hasty with it. It just happens. You couldn't control where the cord went half the time. So the cord would swing around and hit the hot molten glass. It wouldn't hit the flame, just the hot molten glass. And then it would melt. And it didn't take long. So we're going to have to pull this into like a normal size rod, then I can start the process of the hummingbird. But yeah, back before cordless drills were really prevalent, we had to use corded drills. But I ended up figuring out a flame-proof sleeve that I could put over the cord. And it was basically the same material as my oxygen and propane hoses, just in a larger form. I got it at a place called House of Hose. And I sleeved corded drills with that material, and then I never had a burnout again. No more burnouts from it. And that part was kind of much, much better. But man, those corded drills were also really heavy. I think the drill I had at the time was called a Milwaukee, and it was like super heavy. I think it was called a Milwaukee drill. And it weighed a ton. So I just need to pull enough of this down so I have room to make the head. Okay, that should be good. I hope I got red up here. Of course, I probably don't. I think for the red, we're going to use pomegranate, though. A very light, transparent red. Either red or amber purple. I do have the double amber purple. We could do the double amber purple on there. That would look good too. Maybe we'll do double amber purple on it. Give it really a nice look. Now you can see it's got that greenish color, but a little bit of shimmer to it. So we got all of that running in there. Let's go ahead and make the body now. Yeah, I think the double amber purple will look good. I just don't like red and green all together. Christmas ornaments, fine, but like this, it's really hard for me to justify it. Okay, so we're building up a little bit of the body here. You got to make it a little bigger than you think you need it, because now I'm going to pull out the portion for the tail. And that's going to stretch this blob back out. So it's thick right now. As I pull, it's going to thin it back down a little bit. All right, so we got the body pulled. So that is the guideline for my tail right there. We're going to go ahead and build the tail up. We'll use a up close flame, and we will go for the double amber on here. I just think it's going to look outstanding. Blend that in. I'm going to go ahead and form it up a little bit. We're going a little bigger on this bird. Anyway, everybody doing good today? I hope so. Happy Taco Tuesday. I missed the pinned comment, Groves. Taco Tuesday. All right, let's go ahead and separate this for the head. Made a little more than I needed to, but it's better to have more and tear it off than have too little. All right, there we go. So this is where we're at so far. We got the bird built there. There's the tail. Look at that tail. This is why I said double amber purple will look good, because we get those colors bouncing through. Isn't that just beautiful with that color? I thought they would go good together. And then this one's a little heavier, so I got to make sure the hook is super, super, super strong. Can't put a little tiny hook on there. There we go. All right, we're all centered up. Now we just got to make wings. It's a little crooked. Hold on. There we go. Now we're straight. Building our wings up now. There we go. Now you guys can see we got wing number 1 done. Now for the other one, I'll go ahead and change the camera view back to the normal. This way you can see it both ways. Perfect. I don't even have to straighten it out. It's all good to go. That one was good to go right off the bat. We got a nice little beak. Go ahead and pop the eyeballs on there. I used too small of a holding rod on here, unfortunately. It's hard to hold. Ah, she's pretty. Ready? Now the wing isn't fully engaged yet, but you can see the color on the bottom. Got that tail, we got the wing. So the wing will get that really nice blue on the top. Same with the beak. But we got beautiful little colors going through there. Let's go ahead and attach it to our flower. And there is our birdie there. Now we'll come back and check out the colors in just a little bit. It's not fully engaged yet. But we're going to finish off that purple one. No, we're not. I got to remake the purple one. The purple one just shattered. So we got to redo the entire flower. So we got to redo the flower on the purple one. It broke, even in the kiln. A lot of stress in it. So you can see it shattered there. Unfortunately, we had a problem with it. So we're going to tear that off. And that's glass. That is glass blowing. Stuff happens. And that's why I love this channel, because I don't hide anything. If something goes wrong, I show you guys. I don't believe in hiding the process. This is going to probably shatter. Yep. I don't hide anything. I like showing the real-time process and the stuff, the good and the bad. See, technically, I could have left it in the kiln. Nobody would know. But I don't think that's a proper way to show you guys true, authentic glass. I don't think it's a proper way to do it. You should see the negative and the positive. All right, let's get this color built on here. I'm trying to save a little bit of this uranium glass before I pull that bird out. And who knows, the bird may actually fall apart too. We may have to actually like redo the whole damn thing. Let's go ahead and grab that bird. And there is the bird, not fully adhered to that. Okay, let's go ahead and fix it up. Okay, so the best way to approach this is to attach a little rod here. Pull the swing down, and then we'll just try and save it this way. Got there. Let's get this little nub off here. Okay, since I'm doing this, I'm going to redo this beak since we're already here. I'm just going to go ahead and redo this beak. Remember before I said it bent? I was able to straighten it out, but since I'm already here, might as well fix it all the way up. Not the damn air bubble in there now, too. All right, here we go. So I'll make this beak just a hair bit thinner or thicker. All right, so this bird is saved. I was able to save the bird, but the flower is like totally goner. That little bump right there is where I'll attach it to the next flower. So we're going to save the bird and build another flower. So since I have that opportunity to make another flower for you guys, I'll do it out of tubing, and we'll do the tubing method so you can see all three methods since I did the other style. Do I have a small tube? I do. So we're going to make this one out of tubing all the way, and I'll show you how to do all three. So we did the first one with the big wheel, donut wheel. The second one we kind of carved into the solid ice cream cone and created that little indent cone in there. This one is just going to be straight up tubing. So these are the three different methods for the flower. And then you can see all three. And you can come back, if you're a glass blower, you can come back and watch all three methods and pick out the one you like the best to practice. And we're going to pull this out. I'm going to change the color on the flower just slightly. I'm not going to use the electrum on it this time. I'm going to add a little black and then pink and purple, because I think the black is going to make the pink and purple stick out a little better. That just a tiny little bit of black on there should give it enough contrast to where it shows up. And oddly enough, I was not 1,000% satisfied with that flower. So the fact that it broke, I'm not disappointed. I'm absolutely not disappointed that it broke. I mean, it sucks, but not like I'm really disappointed by it. Yeah, the leaf cracked. So the leaf did end up cracking and it got really brown. I can show it to you, but I'm going to have to refine it a little bit. I have a lot of your glass left over, Chris. So I want to kind of play with that leaf a little bit more. It definitely got like black. And again, I don't know soft glass that well, so I'm going to ask my mom like what her opinion on working with it is before I do any more. Because like my mom knows soft glass like crazy. So before I use any more of your glass, I want to ask her opinion on how to use it a little better. Because I don't want to mess with that glass since it's so special to you, unless I know exactly what's going to happen with it. So Chris was talking about, he sent over some glass from where his dad worked with lasers, and they had these glass rods in there. And it's a really cool color. I mean, really cool color. But it kind of went a little wacky on me. I thought I had it down, but it went black, almost like a gray black. So we'll put this point in the kiln real quick and I'll show you the leaf. So there is the leaf. Like I said, it went black down here. I don't know what happened with it, but it definitely turned kind of gray black. Now I think it has, look at that UV. See the purple UV? So it still has that UV property. Can you see that UV in it? So it's definitely got some UV properties to it. And that's why I don't really want to mess with it until I talk to my mom about the best way to work with it. It's definitely got some cool UV. The other method I could do is just use it by itself and create something with a beautiful UV. but it definitely has a cool UV effect to it. Let's grab this black here. I'm kind of excited to work with it, but I don't want to mess with it anymore until I know exactly what it is. But it definitely has that purple UV to it. It is so cool looking. All right, there we go. All right, so we got a little black here. So I'm going to string the black around the tube first, then we'll use purple and pink. And do the tube, the flower, the other method here. So we're going to do a loose spiral of black on here. Like that. Like I said, I don't want a lot of black in here. But you can see we got a little spiral of black on there now. Just a little bit. So we're going to do the purple again first. You know what? We're going to change this purple. I'm going to use the stuff from India. This stuff is great. This purple. Definitely has a different purple vibe to it. I'm going to stripe it one more time with this purple. I don't know if you can see that purple color to it. It's really pretty. See that dark version right there where it's melted? That's the color purple, not that. I like this color. I think they're starting to reproduce this color. This company went out of business, and then I think they made a comeback. Which if they did, I'm super happy because this is a great color. I'm going to run one more batch on here. It's a fantastic purple. It's still not that royal purple, like the super transparent, dense purple, but it's a good one. There we go. I'll pop that off and pull this off because we're going to do one batch of the lighter version on here too. So we'll use the light version of the purple on here too, then we'll do the pink. Just a quick one and done on here. There we go. All right, we've got plenty of purple on here. There we go. Yeah, lots of purple on here. So we got the lighter version and the dark. You can see the light up against the dark right there. Like that. And then we got the black in the background. And then we got to add the pink in. Let's go ahead and add this pink in here, spiral it on. There we go. Just a little bit of pink. And then we're going to take that clear and stripe it down like we did the other one. So we're going to go striping all the way down. We're going to take and stripe all the way down these colors. Except on this one, I'm going to leave a little bit of gap in between. One more here. So it kind of hot dogged on me, and that happens in this process. Hot dogging means it kind of bends as you're striping down. We're going to clean up the top. Bring all those colors front and center. God damn it, break off. Getting a little pissed off at this glass never breaking. All right, so now you can see we got all those kind of morphed all the way around. Okay, so next step, we attach a punty up to the front, and we're going to pull it down into its cone-shaped stem. We're going to melt everything in, and then we're going to pop the top, blow it out, and create the little flower petals in there. So this is the third method of making the flower. We went over two others before. Out of solid rod, and then this is tubing. So if you're just starting out glass blowing, I recommend the solid version to start off with. You'll have a little more control. And then when you feel more comfortable with tubing, you go into this method here. But you're welcome to start off with whatever you want. I'm just saying my recommendation is to start solid. Solid glass is a little more forgiving. And the reason for that is it retains a lot more heat than tubing. Tubing will cool off very rapid. And you have more potential for cracking in the process of making it. Which hopefully we don't get. Okay, so there's the little part right here where we make the kind of like the flower stem. Then we're going to take the top, we're going to smooth it all in, blow it open, add in our little texture with the needle nose pliers and create that flower effect. The only thing I don't like about this as much is after you get done making it, the inside doesn't have as much of that clear magnification to kind of give you that inside track, that look on the inside. It's not that it's ugly, it just looks different. All right, here we go. So we're going to melt all this in. Again, the filter that I use, we'll use the filter for the moment, is right here. So we're melting it in. We got the filter going right there. That's how I see everything through my glasses. My glasses have the same filter in them. You would think that polarized glasses would work, but they don't work at all. Okay, there we go. We're going to take it and blow it open just a little. So that's the biggest mistake you can make when you're making the tubing version. If you blow it open too thin and you go to make your impressions with the needle nose pliers, it's going to thin it out even more, and you definitely will have a potential for cracking. And that's obviously bad. Okay, we're going to take it here and we're going to pop a little hole right in the top. Got a little whistle going. There we go. A little bit better. Okay, I'm going to leave it on the side view at the moment. So there's our open hole. And I'm going to flare it open via the centrifugal force. I'm going to leave it on side view so you guys can kind of see how that happens. First thing, I got to open it up just a little bit even there. Okay, so we got the hole. Now, the thing is, don't angle it so the flame travels into the tube. You'll end up getting very hot and a little burn right there. So make sure you angle away from the flame. And you run just on the edge. See, it's opening up a little bit further. There you can see we just opened it up via centrifugal force. You don't have to spin it 1,000,000 miles an hour either. Just nice and easy. And it doesn't matter if you have a little bit of an oblong to it because we're going to be smashing it anyway. But we got that cool pattern going in there. It's not as rich as the solid version, but I do like it. Okay, now we're going to take this and we're going to go through and we're going to stamp it. Make sure I got it stamped everywhere. I do. So now we created the ridges in there. You can see we kind of stamped it down. We got little ridges going. Now that high side right there is where I'm going to take it and pull it up. So look for the high spot. You look for the biggest part that's popping out. And that's where you pull up from. Keep the whole flower hot though before you do that pull. Okay, there we go. Then we're going to come through and add the little bit of texture onto it. Got to be fast with it. There we go. And now you can see we got that pool done. So we got that natural kind of flowery look to it. And same thing, we're going to attach it at the top here. And then pull our stem. A little bit there, and we'll do some folding. Now this one doesn't need as much fold because it's already got all that stuff wound up together. And we got our little stem built. So now we have our stem all built. Then we just pop our flower on. Okay, we're good to go. Take our recycled hummingbird. Now, the only thing that you do with the tubing version is you have to make sure you get enough of it heated up because it is a little thinner than the solid. Make sure it's all straight. Then we burn it off. There we go. We got our purple and black, or purple and pink in there. A little bit of pink, lots of purple, hue of pink. And then I'll burn that off in just a little bit. All saved on that. Okay, so we have audience choice. Did we come up with any other colors for you guys? What other colors did we miss for the next version? Do you guys have a different version of a color? What colors are we choosing again? So go ahead and type in chat all the colors that you think you may like. Pick two colors. Audience participation right now. No, I don't do legs. Why would I put a leg on there though? I've never seen like a hummingbird floating at a hummingbird feeder with legs. And then you're adding a lot of problems to it as well. Red, teal blue, yellow, gold. I think I have teal up here. If not, I can grab it. We just did yellow. So yellow just got done a little bit ago. But no, I don't put legs on there. It becomes super fragile. Slime green and amber purple, black and red. Green and yellow striking colors. There is no striking green. Green doesn't have striking color. Yeah, green and yellow. Purple and green. Purple and green look good. Yeah, nothing wrong with purple and green. That's a good combo. Yeah, purple and green are a good combo there. Sam Bodyworks, what's up? Thank you very much for the kind comment. Red and purple. I've done red and purple. It didn't come out as well as I liked. Because the red and purple, I like red and purple, but they have, like in glass colors, there's not a real good combo of it. Well, you guys are deciding on colors here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a different mixture. So I'm going to use this shimmer color from Molten Aura. And then North Star Glassworks has a kind of sparkly color called Steel Wool. We're going to mix Steel Wool and Molten Aura's shimmer color, the Electrum. I'm going to blend them together because Steel Wool has a sparkle to it and shimmer has shimmer. Amber purple and frit. It depends on what frit. We got like 5 different frits. Purple and black. Purple and black always go good. Purple seems to be real popular again right now. People are digging on purple. All right, so we got this Steel Wool in here, and we got Electrum. We're going to do a mixture real quick while you guys are deciding. Take this little stubby off here because it does me no good. And I need a short. It might be too short. You may work. I'm trying to find a rod here while you guys are picking out colors. You'll definitely work. A little longer than I want, but it'll work. Can I do an iris? Yeah, I have done an iris. I did an iris not too long ago. Iris came out really good. Slime green and amber purple. All right, let's mix these colors up real quick while we're waiting. God, the Steel Wool is kind of crazy color. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to mix this color up while you're picking out colors. Purple and green is a good combo, though. Purple and blue. Blue and purple look good. Wow, this is a tough glass to mix. Holy moly. not a good color to mix up right now. Oh, definitely gonna have to add a lot of clear in there. So right now I'm mixing kind of shiny colors. They are not blending very easily. All right, so this is a tough color combo to mix. It's definitely a tough color. Ugh. All right, I'm gonna mix this a little bit more and then we're gonna pull this down into a rod. This is probably the most dense color I've ever had to mix by hand. That is not the easiest color in the planet to make. Holy mackerel. Watch, it's going to be amazing too. Okay, what do we got? Purple and white. Purple and white look good. Purple and blue. Slime green amber with just a touch of gold would be sweet. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by gold, unless you're talking about gold fuming. Okay, let's get this. Man, this does not want to even move. You never hear me complaining about mixing drill colors. That's a tough one. Amber purple and slime green. All right, let me get this rounded out a little bit before I pull the rest of this. Ooh, got a little goofy there. Silver and purple. And yeah, gold leaf will just burn right off instantly. Yeah, gold leaf is definitely that would melt instantaneous. It'd be an instant melt. All right, let's pull this down a little bit and see what the heck we got. So we're going to separate it here, and then I'll pull one more little bit off. This is my main rod right here. So that's the main color I got. Ooh, it's kind of like oh. Okay, let me pull this down and show you guys. Let me pull the next little bit here. Maybe it is worth it. I almost was about to say I don't think it's worth it, but maybe it is. That was a tough mix. All right, let's pull this down. This might be a cool ass color. I want it to be, but then on the other hand, I don't want it to be because how difficult it is. This is a little funky mixture right there. I'm going to set that down, pull this off, and then I can show you guys. Oh, it is shiny as all get up. Actually, I'm going to flatten this little bit. Ooh. See how it looks flat too. That's kind of boiling right there. Now, this may not be a good batch to have on this little bit. Not looking good. It's really bubbling up. That's the total bubble waste. Not good right there. That'll end up being frit. All right, let's see what color we got here. So this is kind of like a gray, but it definitely has a shimmer shine to it. It's almost too hard to see because it's so bright. I don't know if you guys can see it. Damn it. Oh, I gotta do my TikTok capture. There we go. Really? So yeah, it definitely has a shine to it. I don't know if you guys can see that shimmer, but it is definitely intensely, I don't even know if you need that. It definitely has a shine to it. That is 100% shiny. Maybe I can do it this way. Yeah, that's cool. All right, so what colors did we get? I think we talked about doing purple, purplish. I know. It has a little bit of that aluminum look to it. Uh, Purple and green. You know, we'll definitely do green. So we're going to do uranium and the sparkle green. I'll create a rod out of that. So what I need you guys to figure out is a flower color, and then we'll go from there. But in the meantime, I'm going to make a latticino of uranium and shimmer green. We'll do a latticino bird. Purple and blue? We could do purple and blue. I definitely want to put some green into it because we're making green right now. We're going to make a latticino rod that we'll use for the bird on the tail, wings, and beak. And we'll have a couple different greens running through it, mixed with some clear. Let's go ahead and get that started while we're talking about flower. Purple flower? Yeah, purple would be good. So right now I'm adding this, it's kind of like a shiny green. So we striped green all the way down. We're going to do uranium on the other side. And then we're going to twist them up, kind of like a candy cane look. But this will be what the wings tail are made out of. And there we go. So I'll bring it over side view. So right now we got the shiny green and then the uranium. So we got shiny and uranium and then a lot of clear in between. We're going to bring it up here and we're going to spin it up. And then this is what we'll use for the wings and tail and beak. So we're just going to twist it all the way up. Then we'll get a little bit of uranium peeking through it, some shiny green. And while this is cooling off so we can make the bird, we'll make the flower first. And I need a second holding rod soon. Yeah, that's about as far as I could go, but we got it all twisted up now. We'll make a short little rod from the remainder here. But I can bring it over so you guys can see we got it all twisted up now. So we got that uranium and the shiny green running all the way through. I like that combo because it's going to keep it still semi-transparent. Put this one up close. This one I'll pull a little bit thinner. I can use this for the tail and beak if I need to. Get that last little bit. And there we go. I'm going to pull this little bit off here, though. It's not very useful unless I can fix it. Yeah, okay. So this is a smaller version of it, but you can see the colors are running through. They're just basically crisscrossing in there. Okay, so flower. We're going to have to do the flower. I think we will do some purple. I'm going to grab a different purple, though. So give me a few seconds. I'm going to go grab a different purple we're going to work with, and then we'll go from there. So we'll still be online. So let me let that sit for a second, and let's go grab some purple. I'm going to need my flashlight. It's one studio change I need to make back here. My colors are not really distinct back here, and it's been a problem for a little while. Okay, there's the dark purple. And I don't know if I have any of that tanzanite out here. No, this is a custom made purple. You can do those too. Yep. So we're going to use these two purples. I'll show them to you up close in just a second. So one is called grape, and it is a very, very dark color. It's like a grape dark amethyst color. And then the other one's a purple that I made quite a while ago, and I have a little bit left of it. So we'll do a combo of those on the flower and maybe throw some blue or something on there. So there is the grape right there. It's very, very dark. And then there's that like a light purple shimmer color that I made. So we'll do those two in a combination. And trying to think of what else we want to do on it. Can I show the turtle and the what? Leg? Leaf? The leaf I showed a little bit earlier. The leaf didn't turn out as well. Yeah, the leaf did not turn out real good. Yeah, that purple's really good. Kevin's book. What's up, Kevin? How you doing, my friend? Kevin's book is in the house. Kevin, if you guys are not following Kevin, give him a follow. He's an amazing author. Wrote an incredible book that everybody should be reading, especially if you're a parent. You should definitely read Kevin's book. I can grab the turtle, but I'll have to take a short break. I'll have to put the stream on pause. If you guys want, I can grab the turtle from last night. I have to put it on a pause. I won't shut it down, but I have to put the stream on a pause. But oh my God, the turtle is the best turtle I've ever done. The turtle is by far the best set of turtles I've ever made. But I could definitely bring them out. If you guys want me to, just type in chat and I'll go put it on pause for a minute. There is a way to get iridescent. Yes. Yeah, there is definitely a way to do an opalescent, iridescent color on the glass. 100%. Yeah, you could definitely do that. All right, let me pull this point down a little bit, and then I can go grab the turtle, and we'll bring it out. So let me warm this up and get it situated here. We're going to go ahead and preheat this. There we go. So I got to pull this a little bit thinner. Yeah, the turtle is absolutely flipping awesome. It's two turtles. It's a set of two turtles on a base. Looks really fantastic. I got some good photographs of it today, but I want to get some better shots of it. I definitely want to do a cinematic photo shoot with it, because the colors on them are just unbelievable. And if you're currently watching the stream and you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed or followed, I would greatly, greatly appreciate you subscribing or following to the channel. It would help me a tremendous amount. It's not required to do so, obviously, but it sure as heck would help. It would definitely make my life a lot better. You know, it gives us more of an opportunity to pick up advertisers, sponsors, and then it makes me being able to do this a lot easier. Because then I can make really, really funky, cool stuff all the time. So if you haven't subscribed or follow on TikTok, subscribe on YouTube, I'd greatly appreciate it. It'd be really fantastic. And I truly mean that. I really would love a follow and a subscribe. All right, let me go grab the turtles. I'm going to put it on break. So you're just going to see an intermission for the moment, and then I will be right back. I'll grab the turtles. No, I'm going to let the hippo, I'm going to send it over to Bayo first, and then once she receives it, then I'll show it on camera, like through photographs. But I want her to I want her to see it first. That's kind of the way I do it with custom stuff. I want people to be able to see it. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to set up the pause. It may say 5 minutes, but it'll probably be faster. So if you need to take a break for a second, go take a break, but it won't be that long. Oops. And there's YouTube done. And then I'm going to pause on TikTok. Okay. Okay, so apparently Stephanie already packed them up, but I do have photographs, so I'll bring them over on pictures. So let's pull up. I took some photos of them today. So there are the two turtles right there. And another set of them there, like that. And Sorry, I didn't know she was going to pack them up right away. So there they are right there too. The colors just came out stunning. I'll do a video of them. Oh, that one came out good. So there they are sitting on the base like that. And the last set is right there. But yeah, the colors came out super fantastic. I took several different sets of photos, but she already packed them up, so I'm not going to undo the packaging. I'm sorry, but I did get some good shots of them. What's my amber purple is my favorite glass color. Definitely amber purple. Okay, so we're going to grab our two purples here. And you know what? We're going to add that blue-green sparkle in there. We're going to throw the blue-green sparkle in with the purple. And then we'll make the hummingbird out of the that green latticino we did. Let's go ahead and get this purpley done. Let's get this next hummingbird flower done. Okay, so we're going to start off. We're going to start off with the dark purple. This one's called grape. There is another version from North Star that I like a lot called dark amethyst. Dark amethyst is a great color. But this one is by Glass Alchemy called grape. I really like both versions of this color. But I'm going to kind of run with the dark amethyst from now on. I've been loyal to North Star for using color for a long, long time. Doesn't mean I don't use colors from other manufacturers. But North Star's been a good go-to for me for color. And I've known Abe for 30 plus years, so it helps that way. All right, so we've got this melted in. We got it loaded up, and then I'm going to bring it over. We're going to let it cool down. Hopefully you can see kind of the dark amethyst version of this now that I thinned it out. We're going to bring it over. You can start to see that dark purple forming up when it cools off. So it's got that really dark purple color to it, but it's transparent. It's a great color. And then we're going to grab the shimmer. This is the custom color we made not too long ago. So it's a light purple, kind of like a lavender color, like a lavender purple, but it has a very shiny sheen to it. So this one we had mixed down with the electrum, creating a shiny purple. We're going to spiral that on. And then to get the other portion of the purple, we're going to add gold fuming onto this. So we'll gold fume it, and that'll add another layer of purple in here. All right, got that laid on. So we'll have dark purple, a light shiny lavender purple, and then we'll throw some gold on there, and I'll turn it into a purple effect as well, instead of the pinky effect. So now we got the light purple, the dark purple on there. The light purple is very hard to see at the moment, but it's definitely on there. And I don't know if I have my gold preheated, which is going to be sucky if it's not. So the next process is called gold fuming. We're going to take pure gold and we're going to vaporize it onto the glass. And hopefully it doesn't pop off. We're going to start a very light preheating of it. All right, it's preheated enough. Here we go. We're going to add the gold. It's going to get very shiny. But the gold is flying through the flame and transferring from the little rod here. And it's using the flame as a conduit to transfer onto the glass tube. So we do that version real quick, and then we're going to tighten up the flame and change the coloring. So depending on whether it's oxygen rich or propane rich, you get different colors bouncing through here. So my first initial push is on a light reducing flame. Then we do a very oxygen rich flame and gold fume on top of that. And we should get all the shades that I need out of it. There we go. So now when I bring it over, it'll look very, very shiny, but you can see that purple hue coming through now very predominantly right there. So we got a nice purple hue bouncing through. And we're going to use the purple rod, I think, to stripe it down. Yep, I do have one right here. So we're going to use the transparent purple, stripe it down with that. Get lots of colors bouncing through this. We're trapping the gold right now. So I'm not trying to smear the colors, I'm just trying to trap that gold in here. Because just like I vaporized it onto the glass, if you don't trap it in between two pieces of glass, like sandwich it in there, the gold will vaporize right back off. So anywhere I'm putting these stripes down, the gold will stay. Where I'm not, it won't. It's going to burn itself right off. We're just going to come around, trap it all the way around. Actually trap a lot of this. I don't want too much of it to burn off. This is definitely going to be purpley. Okay, we're good. So now we bring it out and we got all that gold trapped in there. We striped all the way on top of it. And we should have some really cool colors transitioning through like that. So we're going to be very, very, very purple at the end. All right, let's get this melted in and turned into a flower. Then we'll make our uranium and shimmer green hummingbird that goes on it. Again, except for the purple and pink one, the other two flower pendant or ornaments will be available for sale. If you are interested in it, message us. They are first come, first serve. Both of them are going to have uranium glass in it. Normally, I do charge more for the uranium, but we're doing it live. If you mention which one you want and you're first to want to purchase it, then we will do that. There won't be any extra charge on it. Okay, so we have to pull this down into that stem again. All right, there we go. We're melting everything in. We are looking really good here too. I think this is going to be a pretty nice color combo. Just got to get it really melted in. Then we'll blow open the top, create that flower, and make the hummingbird. But this is by far one of the first ornaments that kind of was a year-round ornament. So it can definitely be used for Christmas. You can hang it on a tree, etc. But it's one of the ornaments you don't put it in a box after you're done. You can hang it outside. You can hang it in your house, a window. It's like a Christmas ornament that you can use all year. And that's the benefit of it. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and get this top blown out. So it's kind of like a year-round Christmas ornament. And I'm just getting ready to start my Christmas production. I have to build it 6 months ahead of time. So we're going to start our Christmas production pretty soon. So I have enough ornaments for Christmas time itself. Got to pre-plan ahead of time. And this year I'm going to try a tree topper. So we're going to look at doing a tree topper this year, as well as ornaments. So like a tree top. I have a couple different designs in mind. So, but I haven't done tree tops in a really ages, like a decade. So I'm thinking a tree top might be fun this year. Okay, there we go. The only thing about the treetop is you got to make it light enough so it doesn't make the tree top fall. So there's got to be a good combination there. All right, so we got it all melted in. We're going to go ahead and blow it open. Again, don't blow it open too big if you're a glass blower and you're watching as a tutorial. You want to keep it semi-thick so when you go to crimp it with the pliers, you're not getting too thin. We're going to go ahead and open this top up now. So we got to pop a hole in here. So we heat it up and pop. And then we're going to do, I did it last time through the side view, but this time we'll do it in the top view. So we got the hole opened up right here, and then we're going to flare it open. And we're just going to keep spinning it a little bit faster and faster, and then that top is just going to start flaring itself out. We're going to get it started off right here. like that. And then just watch it. It's going to expand. Just add a little bit of speed to it. Like that. So we just opened it back up. And then we're going to crimp all the way around. Like that. Then you can see we crimped it all the way around like that. Now we got some little impressions in there. And we kind of created that little bit of a flower shape, not all the way yet. Then we're going to find our spot to give a pull from. So I'm going to grip it here, and then we're just going to start pulling. Like that. So we got our basic flower shape. Then we're going to go through and kind of crimp it down a little bit in spots, create a little bit of character to it. About like that. So now we got our basic flower built. And then we're going to pull the stem down. And then we'll make our bird. So we attach there. Then we're going to fold the stem over and over and over, pull it down into a little vine, if you will. So we bring it out, fold. I don't have to do that many folds. It actually turned out good right off. Like that. So now we got our vine built. We'll build our hummingbird, pop it on there. But before we put it in the kiln, I'll show you what it looks like with the light up close on the side view. And here we go. So it'll get a little more purple as it cools down. So we definitely want to let it cool down a little bit and get more of that purple look to it. But I like it. I guess I can show you this too. So when you look at it through the obverse, you can see the purple. So now you can see the purple through it. So that's the purple that goes through there. What's up, Catastrophic? It's Mountain Dew time. All right, let's build that bird. So again, we're going to use the shimmer uranium. This cooled off enough. So there it is under natural light. Beautiful green. Now watch. Now we got that uranium green running through it. So we're going to have all the uranium and that shimmer also bouncing through. Sorry, I'm trying to hold it steady here. But yeah, you can definitely see that uranium popping through. Definitely got uranium. I think we'll do the bird out of blue. So we'll build the bird body out of blue. We'll kind of make the bird a cobalt blue body. And then we'll use that green and uranium. It'll pop on there really good. So we'll use cobalt for the body. I like cobalt. The only thing that'll happen is once I heat up that uranium glass again, when I go to show it to you, I can't show you the uranium because when the uranium's hot, it won't glow under black light. It has to cool down. It just won't glow under black light with while it's heated. All right, so here we go. We're going to make our blue body here. There we go. We're going to pull our little guideline for the tail. Bring it down. All right, let's knock out this hummingbird. The only hard part about this Latticino is it's not real easy to get a smooth pull on it. So it takes me just a little bit longer to try and get this stuff done. But the color transformation is a beautiful combo. Okay, there's half of tail done. We'll bring it over here. Looking good. Make sure everything's all blended in. Give this tail a little bit of a curve. There we go. And there's my holding rod. I'm going to attach it right there. And we'll make the head, put on a loop. Make the wings, beak, and eyeballs. There we go. Let's put on a little loop. All right. Got a good little loop-de-loop on there. Now for the hard part, the wings. I don't like that. We're going to break it off here. Too much to mess with. There we go. Now this should create some very amazing little wings in here, because we got multiple colors bouncing through. So you'll see striations of color running through. Okay. Got to make sure this is really blended because of this color combo. Okay, there's wing number 1 done. We're going to just jump into the second wing. Then I'll show you when we're all done. There we go. And perfect. Yeah, it actually came out good. No issues. This is the hard part, the beak. Because those colors don't flow evenly. If you don't hit it just right, they leave lumpy like that. It could definitely present a problem down the road. And we're going to give it some shiny little eyeballs here. Use the electron for this. There we go. I like it. So now you can see we got different colors bouncing through there. Like that. It just looks really cool when you have that effect. Same with the beat. Let's grab our flower and pop it on there. We're going to separate it here. And there we go. So now we got the green with the purple, blue, all the different colors bouncing through. Just a fun little combination of color. I like it a lot. It looks good. And then we'll separate the stem later. I usually do that tomorrow. That way I don't have to hold it by a funky angle. All right. I think that is it for me tonight. I appreciate y'all hanging out. I am going to take a break from here and get some rest. So thank you very much for hanging out, and I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good night, all right? Thank you guys for hanging.